So I have taken a few weeks off of posting, and initially that break was really only supposed to last 2 weeks, and then I took significantly longer than that. I'm really happy I kind of stepped away, and it was a combination of factors, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about this today, because I think I've just hit my breaking point and my limit. And honestly, this could be the worst thing that I ever post, but I'm kind of just feeling like I should just burn this channel to the ground, essentially. This used to be something that I aspired for. Sometimes when you get something, it doesn't really mean as much as you think it will, or like once you've gotten it, you realize that the journey was what you really kind of enjoyed more than anything. And funny story, which I think kind of ties into how I've been feeling. People in my life thought it was kind of funny. This plaque sat in my entryway, unopened. It was an unopened box that sat in my entryway for 3 months because I just couldn't bring myself to open it, which is quite an interesting psychological thing. Partly because of how I was feeling at the time, and I felt like if I opened it, it would have made it feel more real, or the feelings would have just grown in intensity, and they did. And here we are. I don't have a script for today's video, as you can tell, which is super unusual for me lately. I have my videos scripted to a T, and I have a teleprompter, and it's just a whole thing, which has actually made it harder for me to just come and sit down and have like a real kind of intimate-ish conversation. But one funny thing that I think that I didn't foresee to be a thing, ironically, I set out on this niche of commentary style videos to kind of bring back some reality to YouTube and social media, and to improve not only my own social media literacy, but I hoped that my videos would kind of help other people as well. See just the smoke and mirrors of social media and how the comparison and all of that comes along with social media and following influencers can really kind of distort your brain and warp your mental health. However, I didn't foresee, ironically, that in order to create the videos I was creating, I had to spend an obscene amount of time scrolling through what I still kind of deem to be trash, or just like really heavy feeling things on social media. Setting out to try to bring this to light and talk about the negative effects of social media would then negatively affect myself. Last few weeks that I haven't been posting or really been online have felt really wonderful. Like, don't get me wrong, I've still, scrolled TikTok occasionally. I've still been on Instagram, but not to the degree in which I was, and my screen time reflects that. I was growing increasingly uncomfortable with the heaviness that I was feeling, creating content around heavy feeling or just incredibly negative topics, because the nature of the beast, as I'm sure you may know, we are all, in a way, slaves to the algorithm. Whether you are a viewer or a creator, if you're a creator of content, you will definitely understand this. We all kind of need to please the algorithm. And the algorithm is a reflection of human behavior. And the more shocking, the more dark, the more dramatic videos, they do the best. They rise to the top. I just became increasingly heavy. I physically gained a few kilos, which is, I'll get into that, but I felt increasingly negative, and it was really eating away at me. And I realized that I don't want to exist in that space anymore. And also, not to mention the fact that my videos were fully scripted. I did that because I wanted to, one, streamline the process, but two, hopefully avoid like a potential cease and desist or a lawsuit or something. One of the downsides of that was I feel like somewhat disconnected from you now. And that makes me feel kind of sad, because the reason I started posting on YouTube was to find a community and to find connection with people relating to things that I loved and that I didn't feel like I could talk to about that many people in my real life. At my core, I started posting because I wanted to like find people that I could connect with about something. And now I love that I found people that I can connect with from all over the world, and I can meet from all over the world. And that is just something that I will never really want to let go of, because to me it's one of the most valuable things about YouTube and about social media. But also, sadly, because of my videos became so scripted and so heavy, I did feel disconnected. And also, I think with the commentary niche, you attract a lot of viewers that may not subscribe, which is kind of normal. People kind of drop in and out, or depending on the topic they want to watch. It means that I had a lot of viewers in some of my videos, but like not so much of that feeling of community. I want to feel like I have a community of people that I understand and I know and I love, and like, it sounds obviously super parasocial, I know, but a community of people who like I'd want to hang out with in real life and I'd want to spend time with, and I want to get to know. And I think I just was feeling so disconnected from my channel. Yes, I was getting the views and I was, getting all the views and the subscribers and the things that like we're told matter. But like, I wasn't feeling the sense of community, because essentially I started to feel like I was just talking to strangers. Because I didn't feel like I really knew, or the people knew me, and I didn't feel that connection. I don't want this to come off sounding ungrateful at all, because like, I am so deeply grateful, not only for the plug, obviously, but for 100,000 people. Like, I know that is, to some people, maybe like not a big deal, but to me, I recognize that is a big deal to me, and it means a lot. You've bettered my life in a lot of ways. I love that I can go to any country in the world pretty much, and I can meet with somebody that feels like a friend, and usually ends up being a friend. And that's really cool, and I recognize how unusual that is. And I don't want to sound like I'm being ungrateful. Like I said, it's literally the most important thing to me about this whole thing. But I think more than anything, again, I feel like this is disgustingly honest to say, but I feel like, I think when I got to like 90K subscribers, even maybe 70, 80, I don't know, I wanted more than anything to get to 100, as a lot of people do. I wanted more than anything to get to that. I think just to prove to myself that I could. I'm very stubborn sometimes, and I'm not very good at letting things go. And I told myself I wanted to do it, so I think I continued on and pressed on and pushed on past the point of just pure like exhaustion from it, because mentally, like, it was kind of dark. I wanted the 100K more than anything, and then when I got there, it's when the exhaustion started to ramp up. And it's funny, because I never truly understood the consequences of like mental exhaustion, because it wasn't taking that much of my time. Like, yes, it was. Like, it's kind of like, it's a lot of hours of work goes into creating a video, but not enough that I couldn't do other things. It took up time, but not enough that there was like, I still had time in my week. But it's funny, like, I didn't realize this until stepping away and taking time away. I feel so much more energized now. Like, I actually feel more energized to do things with friends, get into hobbies and try new things. Didn't realize the mental exhaustion and the burnout, which is maybe an overused term, but I realized how much more energy I had when I felt mentally lighter. And I realize now how much lighter and happier I feel since kind of stepping back. But, there are still topics that I would like to cover on this channel, I think. I need to find that healthy balance for me personally, because covering too many dark topics, and also, it's funny, this has been something that's like been weighing on me for a really long time. Everyone in my life assured me that no, it's fine, but like deep down, I didn't feel okay with it, which I think is one of the biggest things. Like, you may have like all your friends or your family or your loved ones are telling you, no, Caitlin, like, it's not a big deal, like, it's fine. But like, if you don't feel okay with it, that's a values thing. I started to feel increasingly uncomfortable about talking about certain people online. I was really struggling with, I would get video ideas, I'd get video submissions, even like the amount of times I would set out to start a video script, or I would go so far as to even film the video. And then I would think, no, like, I don't want to put this out there. Even the video I did about the woman that was like scamming her audience, allegedly, that whole Facebook group that existed of like over, was it 500 people who like felt like they'd been scammed by this woman, and she sent me a cease and desist letter. Like, I reached out to her, I was like, hey, I want to hear your side of the story, like, I want to see if this is just a misunderstanding, and she like sent me a cease and desist. I still felt bad. Like, I still felt bad talking about her, because as much as like what I felt like she did was wrong, I still just felt bad talking about her. Even if someone isn't doing virtuous things or isn't doing what I would deem to be like the right thing. I don't want that negativity, to be completely honest. Social media kind of loves black and white, and there isn't that much room for nuance. I just don't want to be that person that talks badly about people. It's not who I am at my core, and it's not the type of thing that I want to put out in the world. And I felt like the commentary niche, sometimes you can get swept up in that, and I don't want to do that anymore.
As I watched this back, I realized that I actually didn't give you much of a plan. I just was kind of rambling, which is why I'm interjecting here. I will no longer be covering the topics that I have posted previously for the last year on this channel. One's focusing around influencer behavior, negative behavior, critiquing people's behavior, influencer drama, basically the videos that got me the views. I will no longer be engaging in any of those videos. But my plan is to continue uploading once a week. And I have a bit of a clearer plan as to what I'll be talking about. To be completely honest, I'm still kind of working out those finer details. And I would obviously also love your input. But I do have somewhat of a direction I'd like to take this channel. If you're curious to see what that is, if you are interested in still keeping up with my videos outside of influencer commentary, influencer drama, those kinds of things, I would love to have you here. And if not, I would love it if you would unsubscribe. But if you are solely somebody who is here for the influencer drama, influencer commentary, investigative videos on people's lives and that kind of thing, please, I would love it if you would unsubscribe. If you are curious and if you are interested in sticking around, of course, I would love to have you here. But yeah, I just wanted to slide this in and let you know that the channel that I have had for the last year or so is going to change and it's going to be different. So anyway, back to the video.
I think as well, like when you create videos and when you're like a slave to the algorithm, that's something that you need to consider. And I'm sick of considering that to the degree that I was. Like, I'm really sick of creating content, like talking about things that, yes, I know are hot and I know will get me views, but do I care enough to talk about? No. And that's kind of what you have to do sometimes on social media. And I kind of hate that. And I don't want to partake in that anymore. Like, I'm kind of tired of it. I want to create videos that maybe aren't as maybe popular or not gonna, like, maybe not gonna get me the views and the subscribers and like fucking AdSense. But at this point, like, I don't care because I can't continue on that way. I want to be happy. I want to feel good. I want to feel light. I want to have fun again with creating, and I don't necessarily want to feel like I'm being a slave to the algorithm like I was before. And I want to build a community of people that I feel like I could hang out with and would want to hang out with in real life. And again, this could be taken the wrong way because a lot of you are that for me. Like, a lot of you are, and like I meet some of you and I meet some of you and I travel, and like I want to kind of focus more on that than like the heavy, toxic kind of like dramatic negative videos. I want to focus more on like building a community and also finding ways to serve you that don't feel like heavy and dark for me, because I think like there is already enough heavy, dark, negative stuff going on in the world. I don't necessarily feel like I want to contribute that. I want to find ways in which I can connect with you and just have fun again. I mean, if you have any video suggestions, feel free to throw them out there. It has been really nice to just step away from social media and not have that be this kind of constant thing that just runs in my head, because I didn't realize it. You know, when you're so close to something and you're just running on this hamster wheel, you don't realize it. It was actually really nice to have a good amount of time away from all that, to let my brain reset and kind of flush out a lot of the negative content that I was being served and step away from that and view content through a bit more of a lighter, healthier feeling lens. I wanted to update you on how I've been feeling. I love being here for the community and having a community. And that's something that I will always think is truly wonderful about social media, is the community that you can foster and you can feel like you're a part of. I don't want to continue down a path of negative, dark feeling videos, because then it's going to attract a community of people who maybe aren't for me. I salute, as much as like I do think there are some problematic things. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent now. Some problematic elements of commentary. I think that it can be a little bit problematic. I think there are also some things that don't sit right with me personally. But like, honestly, I truly commend anyone who can post regularly in the commentary niche because it can get very dark. It's really kind of, it can get heavy, and constantly looking for like stories or people, especially influencers, that you can kind of like create content about. I mean, the content is never ending. You could literally just keep going, which is in the beginning what I thought was really cool about it is like there's always a new video, there's always something interesting. But then it kind of got to the point where it was the same pattern. I felt like I was engaging in the same pattern, but just with different people. I don't want to continue down that road. I'm just rambling at this point. But anyway, if you still want to stick around, or if you want to throw some video ideas out there, I would love to hear them. And if you don't want to stick around anymore, I totally understand. I totally get it. Thanks for being here and listening to me rant and ramble. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you really soon.